Alright gang, welcome back to our survival challenge and welcome to July. Now, we're heading back from the shop because we got lucky in this series. I wish we would have got lucky in another series, one of the series where we actually could utilize it right now, where, you know, in this series we're not really too concerned about money, but we got lucky. There was a corn header, or sunflower header, that was in the used market for the Nexit pack. I couldn't believe it, but it was there. So we had to pick it up, so that's what I went ahead and did, and saved ourselves a lot of money in that way. Now, we're not going to really be utilizing this header for a little while, because really, we're only going to be utilizing it for that big cornfield. But I couldn't pass it up. It was 70% off or 68% off, something like that. So, it was kind of a no-brainer. So I went ahead and picked it up, and we're bringing it back now. Today, we've got a lot to do. On the off-camera, I've been working a little bit on trying to get rid of more of the trees so we can work on our grass field. And I've accomplished a lot of it. There are still some trees left, but there's not too many. Much less than what we were dealing with in the last episode, let's put it that way. And I'll show you that later on. But we do have 3 fields today that are ready to harvest. So we need to go ahead and get those things harvested today, and we're going to utilize this Nexat for it as well. Now, as you saw in the last episode, I am not the greatest at utilizing this Nexat pack, so you have to bear with me a little bit. It's the articulate driving that kind of gives me some issues here, but we're going to try to see if we can push this, or unload this, I rather, right here next to the roller. Might not be able to. That's kind of what I was afraid of right there, that we might have actually got a little bit too close, but I'm going to push the roller. Might not be the smartest thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's definitely not the smartest thing for the header, but we're going to do it anyway in this instance. So we'll go ahead and unhook this now. Perfect. And then we can fold this thing back up, and we're going to have to turn around and hook back up to our normal header here. Alright, we are finally hooked up the proper header here. We'll get turned around here and get started on harvesting this field up. Now, we are going to be expanding this field ever so slightly. It's not going to be an insane increase, but we are going to bring it out here closer to the main path here a little bit more. Want to make sure we give ourselves enough room to be able to do what we're doing right now, right? As much as possible, turn around and all that stuff, but... Alright, so let's go ahead and unfold here. And while we're doing that, we can kind of talk about what I have done over here, where we were knocking down some trees in the last episode. So we got rid of most of these here. We had a bunch here, and we had a bunch here. I've got rid of all of the trees over here in this section, and I've already begun this section. There's still a lot to do in here, but you can already see that we kind of have a imaginary line here of the trees that we are allowed to knock down. So not many left, but we do have some still to do. There is some in there as well, so later on in the episode, if we have time, we will do that. May also start considering plowing up a field over here for us as well. We also need to plow this field up, or cultivate it, one of the two, or just re-drill it, whichever one we decide to do. But we need to put something in the ground here. I'm thinking about holding off on this one though for a little while until we get these trees down and make this path that I was talking about, because I said that there's a chance we may kind of expand this one a little bit more, right? And there's no reason for us to put something in the ground if we're going to expand it, if that makes any sense. Alright, so we are set up and ready to go here, so let's do our best here. This is not the most elegant thing in the world. I guarantee you that somebody can definitely do it better than me, so don't be coming here looking for a pro, because that's not me with this Nexit thing. I do like it, though. I do think it's very helpful. And the width is fantastic, too, right? We can get this stuff done pretty quickly utilizing this. So how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Now, by the time this video comes out, we should have made a decision on what we're doing with the investment challenge. I am recording this, though, probably before that decision has been made. Well, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really word that correctly at all, did I? I'm recording this before the release of the video where I talk about and ask what you want to do with that challenge. There we go. I kind of worded that one a little bit better, I guess. But anyway, so we'll see, right? We'll see what we end up doing in the investment challenge. I did get a couple of replies already from members on my channel, which, shameless plug, if you want to become a member, links in the description. and it seems to me that they are either okay with putting it on pause or just canceling it altogether. I think what I'm going to end up doing is keeping the save file, at least for a while, and hope that there's some kind of an update to it. And if there is, then we can obviously come back to it and try to finish it. Even if we decide to cancel it, you know, there's a chance that maybe we can revive it in the future if they fix the map at some point. But I'm not very confident that it'll be fixed, given the current situation that it's in right now and how long it's been in this state for. It's like I mentioned, Crestu told me about it about, I don't know, a month ago maybe a little longer than that, I don't know. Or he at least warned me about it, I should say. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that map. This map, things are going great. Love this map. I absolutely have enjoyed every bit of it. Like I said, we're going to be doing this until we have the corn harvest, and once the corn is harvested and we put all of that into our big production we put in the last episode, that will more than likely signal the end. If it's not the final episode, it'll be one of the final episodes. We've had a lot of fun here, man. I've had a lot of fun here. Now, let's do a quick save here. As far as things to potentially sell today, let's just take a look and see what the prices look like. We've got 22,000 of barley. Again, not great right now, so we won't be doing anything with that. We're harvesting canola right now. I guess I should have looked at that while we're at it. We know that's not going to be good until November. Yep, November. Pretty much the lowest price possible, which makes sense. Whenever it's time to harvest whatever the crop is you're harvesting, it's going to be the worst time to sell it, right? What about... Okay, we got a little bit more time. What about our sugar here? Let's see. Sugar, here we go. Pretty good. Pretty good right now. We might sell some of that sugar. We've got a lot of sugar. I mean, a lot of sugar. So much sugar that the dairy can't even keep up. We also should look at the buffalo milk, too. Sugar mill, there is still a small amount of sugar cane left, but we're almost finally through all the sugar cane from the previous harvest. Once we get this little other headland pass here done, we'll flip back over to the prices there and look at the buffalo milk. I know we've looked at this almost every episode, but by the time I get to them, I kind of forget, right? I should have it memorized probably, but I forget anyway, so it's good to look anyway every episode because you never know. Every once in a blue moon, you'll get a price that's at around the average best price or even better than that, and it's not the month that it normally is in, right? So it's always good to look. I think for the most part, you can pretty much know that if it's the day that you're harvesting something, you're not going to get the good price for it, right? But otherwise, you should always be looking. All right, while that's happening, let's see here. So the buffalo milk, or buffalo mozzarella, excuse me. Buffalo mozzarella. Still not terrible, but not good either. We're going to hold off. We might as well wait till September. There's no reason not to. So today we'll be basically just doing some harvesting here. We've got this field to harvest here. We also have these two fields to harvest as well. They're both ready to go. More than likely, we're going to harvest this field first. Mostly because we want to work on the grass field, right? And we want to kind of square this field off and then start the awkwardly shaped grass field. We did have some hail damage here in this field. We just went through that hail damage, as you could probably see. But we're doing pretty good here. We've got 43% full and the next set already. So I feel like it's a pretty good yield we're getting out of this. We probably have another 2 passes, more than likely. One pass obviously being much smaller. Some other, I guess I'm going to call it kind of bad news for me. June is now becoming an absolutely insanely busy month for me. I mentioned that I have to go to Toronto in early June, like the first weekend of June. So I'll be there for work, and I think I'm there from like a Saturday till a Wednesday or something like that. So that's not fun. And then I think 2 weeks after that, I'll be going to the client that I was supposed to go to here in May, it's got moved to then, so I think I'm going then. And then at the end of the month, I don't know if I mentioned it on this channel, on this series or another one, but at the end of the month, we're taking my mom to a baseball game. So my mom's a big baseball fan, and trying to take her to all the different stadiums that she's never been to. So for her birthday and for Christmas, we did the same thing last year. This year we're doing the same thing where we're taking her to a baseball game. So then you know I live in Ohio. I'm from the Ohio Ohio area, southern Ohio area to be specific. So we're Cincinnati Reds fans. And yeah, we're going to go watch the Reds play the Boston Red Sox. Never been to Boston, don't know anything about Boston, so if you happen to have been to Boston at some point and there's something that I should not miss, let me know. I am sure that we will be doing a tour of the Sam Adams Brewery. I like Sam Adams a lot as a beer, so I am sure we will be doing that. But if you know of anything else that I should be 100% doing and I shouldn't miss, let me know. So I think that'll be a fun little trip. It's not a very long trip. It's just a long weekend. I think we're leaving Thursday night and we come back Sunday, I think. So nothing crazy. Just a long weekend. But June is very busy because of that reason, right? Very, very busy. It got very busy really quickly. So hopefully I'll be able to make sure I have enough videos on the backlog for all of you. But if for whatever reason I don't, I will let you know as I always do. Let's see, what else? What else can we talk about today? I think that's pretty much it for life stuff. I've got some plans, some ideas. I've talked about this a little bit. So when this series is done, and once we're able to make our decision on the investment challenge, I've got some ideas for what's going to replace this. So we're not going to jump straight into another survival challenge yet. We're going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be a story-ish type of series, a loosely based story-ish type of series that we're going to do. Now my members are going to get a little bit of a first access to this and how I'm going to do it. Now, this series is, I mean, this series specifically, the Survival Challenge series here on New Frontier, I mean, really, it's July, right? The corn is not going to be ready to harvest until, I don't even remember when it is now. October, November, right? So we've got 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 episodes left. It depends on if we use both days in the month, right? So we've got a ways before, this series is going to be ending. But going to kind of try to work through some of the kinks with the members a little bit to see their thoughts and how they feel about it. But it's going to be a loosely based story for me around here, and it's going to have some direct correlation, some ties, I think, into real life things for me. Like I've talked about it at some point, there's some sad stuff that's been happening in the area where I grew up in, where it's all the farmlands being taken over by housing developments, right? So I'm going to try to have some kind of a small tie-in with real life stuff that, I'm seeing and experiencing now. But we'll see how things go along with that, and don't expect it to be a true role-play series. Unfortunately, I would love to do something like that, but I really just don't have the time to do that right now, unfortunately. So it will not be that. So I'm just making sure that we're clear there. It will not be that, but it will have a loosely based story to it. And there will be some events that happen that are role-play-ish, but it won't be on a episode-by-episode basis, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. So we're going to try that out, and we're going to see how it goes, and if it flops for whatever reason, then, we won't do it again for a while. But I think it's going to be relatively successful. I hope it's going to be relatively successful. Like I said, I've got a lot of ideas for it. I've got it kind of wrote down on paper what my ideas are for it. I just have to figure out a way to make it come to fruition, and ideally I'd like to envision the map to kind of look like what I'm wanting to do as well. Now, that might have to be something that we work on over time versus, me spending hours and hours and hours getting it all set up and ready to go beforehand. But we'll see, right? We will see, and I've got to find the right map, too. If I can't find the right map, then it might be delayed for another series or whatever. But it's on the backlog, at least, to do something like that here in the near future. I've got a drive to want to do that. Try to change it up a little bit, because all we've done so far on the channel are challenges. And it's not that I dislike doing challenges. I absolutely love doing challenges, but I think it's nice to kind of break it up a little bit and have something else on the channel that's not such a challenge-based series and more of a loosely based story series of some sort. We'll see. We will see how it goes. It's probably still going to have some challenges to it, right? So even saying it's not a challenge series is probably not really the right wording, but it's not going to be more of starting with no money situation, right? We're going to start with something. Equipment, land, etc., right? We're going to start with something along those lines. So we're utilizing this trailer here because we're not going to get enough out of this to even have to utilize the big unrealistic trailer. And even so, even if we were, you know, we're never going to get enough out of that field to be able to fill up that unrealistic one. So let's fold this up. I'm going to head on over to the other fields. I'll meet you over there. All right, we are underway here. We're dropping straw as well. We'll have to pick that up. It's going to be probably a bit of a mess like before. Still reconsidering my fact that I got rid of the windrower just based off of the issues and things that we had in the one up there. But I think it's going to be a little bit better on these flatter fields. Hopefully, at least. One thing I had thought about doing between the last episode and this one, and I'm not sure if it's going to actually take fruition or not. We've been talking about doing a grass field down there, and I even talked about it at the beginning of this episode as well. But I was starting to think maybe we make the big hilly field a grass field, since it's just a grass field anyway. You know, really doesn't matter where you put it. This is much easier to harvest these fields down here, right? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that one, because I'm not sure how far we'll really get today, even if we do start getting the plowing going over there. I mean, we're not going to probably drill the grass today if we were going to put grass there, right? So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think it would be better just to make that another crop field that way? I'm not sure what to do with the section over there by the poplar, but anyway, do you think it would be better to make that another crop field down there and then make that a grass field, or keep that as a crop field and make this over here a grass field? Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. I'm going to put it to you. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully I haven't done it. Hopefully I won't do a video again before this one comes out. Guess I always could be doing something else, though. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to be putting something in the ground over there or up there, right? Because we're going to have these two fields anyway. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll put it to you, and then I won't do anything with that field down there. I might plow it, but I'm not going to actually put anything in the ground. And the same thing for the hill up the hill field right now, the one we just harvested in the last episode. That one up there, I won't put anything in the ground in that one either. We'll wait and see what your thoughts are. Do you want that to be the grass field or a crop field, or do you want the hill to be a grass field or a crop field? Let me know in the comments. All right, things are going good here, gang. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and throw a time lapse in here. We're going to get this field all harvested up. We're also going to get that field harvested up. And then when we're done with all that, we'll probably grab the forage wagon there and load up all of the straw into... I don't know. Should I put it in the silo, or should I put it in the silage factory? Oh no, I'll think of that one through. I'm not really positive what I'm going to do with that one yet. But anyway, we will we'll get to work. We'll get this done. We'll be back with you soon. Alright, that was a really, really long time lapse that I'm either going to probably edit some of it out, or I'm going to speed it up to a very, very fast time lapse, which hopefully it's not too nauseating, hopefully. I'm able to get that rest of that out of there, off the ground there for some reason. I don't know why it won't let me get it, but that's alright. We got most of it, which is good enough for me. So 68,106 liters to be exact is in here. I'm going to drop a small amount in here for the water buffalo, even though I think they still have plenty. I'm still going to drop some anyway. Maybe. There we go. Perfect. That's good enough for me. The rest of this we can turn into silage. Oh, actually, you know what? The mixer might need some. Hold on. Wait a minute. The mixer needs some. Let's put some in the mixer instead. Actually, I'm just going to put all of this in the mixer. So I actually started the worker putting down a base of slurry and cultivating that field up there. Figured I might as well start actually having the worker do something to help us out here, because we got a lot to do here in the next couple of episodes. We definitely will be utilizing both days here, because we're going to need to work in all the fields, right? So we're going to be utilizing that for sure. I'm going to drop this off here now, which is kind of its makeshift home. I'm going to stop that there for right now. We're going to jump into the forklift here. And the worker is evidently stuck. All right, we'll just turn the worker off for now. I'll fix that up later. Let's jump here into the forklift here. We're going to go get all those pallets of sugar. I might even get a couple of those. And we're going to sell them, make some money. Long time lapse, but we got a lot done. We got both fields harvested, all the straw picked up. So that's good, man. We got a good amount in storage here now. To be exact, I was going to go up here and show you. Still want them to make the update where I can... You know what? Actually, as a matter of fact, while we're here, let's just move the wool over. Still want them to make the update where I can favorite things, and they'll be at the top of the list. That seems like something that should be super easy, that they should be able to implement in no time at all. And I'm still asking for it. I don't know what day this is that I've been asking for it, but it's a lot. I think pretty much since the game came out, I've been asking for it. And then they made the change where they made the most common products up at the top, which is great, but... You know, I still want some of the other stuff. Like, I want the wool to be favorited up there. I want the clothes. I want all of that to be favorited so I have a quick view, a quick look at what the prices are, right? Like, that should be just common sense. That should have been in the game from the beginning. Anyway, we're going to actually go in here. It might not make as much money by going this route, but that's okay. We're going to go in here. We're going to turn on selling, which means 10,000 liters of it that's in the storage right now will not spawn for us, which is good. I don't need all of those pallets to spawn. We can just sell it outright when the time comes. It's the best price to sell right now anyway. It's still going up. Technically, next month is supposed to be the average best, but... Now, I'd like to stack these on top of each other, but... given how far apart they're spawning, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. At least until we get to the back two rows. Pallet of clothes is also spawned. I think we're going to hold off on selling the clothes at this point. I suspect that they have dropped significantly. I guess we can look at it quickly, but... Why is this one not selling? Why is this one not selling? What? Weird. I don't know why that wouldn't sell. Thanks for bearing with me while I picked it up, but... I mean, with how much was on there, we easily could have picked that up anyway by hand, right? So I'm gonna get the rest of these sold here, gang, and I will be back with you once they're all sold. Now, this is the final bit here. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to stack these on top of here and see if it'll work. I just kind of pushed them up against the wall. In theory, it should work. Whoop. Please stay. Please stay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we got a good chance here. Perfect. This is going to sell us. This is going to sell us. This is going to make us a good amount of money here. Whoa! Don't fly off, please. I did check the clothes. The clothes are not good now. They're better than they are at the worst time, but they're not good. They're about $9,000 to $10,000 less than what the best price is. So we will not be selling that pallet of clothes, at least for now. $15,291 out of that. That's fantastic. We're up to 341. I'm going to go over here and look at the big stack of sugar we have over here. I'm not sure we're going to sell any of it. I said we might, but I'm really going to look and see how many we actually have there. Now, that dairy, it only holds about 25,000 liters of sugar, and it's pretty much well, it's not even pretty much maxed. It is maxed out. So that's why those pallets are sitting there. But if it continues to chew through it at a relatively quick pace, then we might need them all. We do not need all of those. We do not need all of those. So tell you what we're going to do here. I'm just going to... Bear with me for a minute. I'm going to take 4 of them, I think. Yeah, let's take 4 of them. We'll leave 4 here. We'll take 4. 4 should be plenty, I think, for the remainder of the series. It's about to hit 1,400. When it hits 1,400, we're going to make some money off the 10,000 liters of sugar that is in the actual factory itself as well. Basically, with all this sugar, we've pretty much paid for the corn header that we got. There you go. We're at 357 now. Good deal, man. Good deal. All right, we sold that. We are up to $365,304, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let's go put this away. And we're going to finish up the job up there for the worker since they ran into some issues there. And I'm not sure we're going to have enough slurry. I'll have to look at the tank, but I'm not sure we have enough slurry to do both of those fields over there. But if we don't, that's okay. It's not a big deal. We can do it the old-fashioned way. We're just utilizing that to save money. But as I've mentioned a number of times now, we're really not pressing for money, right? So it's not that big of a deal. So there's 19% left in here. I suspect we are going to need more than what's going to be remaining after we're done with this. We're probably not going to have much left, if any, by the time we're done with this, honestly, for the other fields. So maybe we do a little bit of whatever we have of the slurry, and then the rest of it can, you know, just do it the old-fashioned way. Seed it, drill it, plant it, whatever, and then do the second application of fertilizer later on. Might actually not even get this field done now that I'm looking at it. We might not even get it done. I think we're going to run out. We are chewing through this a lot faster than I anticipated. And we're going to have to come back here and do a little bit of touch-up work, too. Huh. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that. All right, we're pretty much done. I actually had enough to fill up the whole tanker, and I think there's enough in there still to probably get, I don't know, 70, 80% of the tanker full again. So we might actually be able to get one of those fields done with this. But we're probably going to save that one for the following episode because we're going to leave this one here. We are going to do a day 2 in July. We've got some things we need to accomplish. Specifically, I'd like to get rid of the rest of the trees. I'd like to do this track that I was talking about, actually complete that because we have yet to do that. And then we're going to need to do this or at least get those fields ready to go. There's not really a whole lot we can put in the ground right now, but soon enough there will be. And so that's what we're kind of doing right now. So we're just kind of prepping and getting ourselves into a state where we're going to be able to do that. Before we leave, though, I want to make sure that the water buffalo are good. Remember, we added some food for them in the last episode, but I don't know if it was enough or not. Let's take a look. They do not have any food. They are in bad health. Oh, boy. All right, let's do that really quick before we end, then. Bit of a bonus here. because we do have some in our mixer here. I was afraid that maybe there wouldn't be enough because they've probably reproduced a lot. This should fill it all the way up to max here, though. Should. Okay, good. Now, I probably have the loading wagon, the forage wagon in the way. I might have to move it, but I might be able to get away with it if I back this up the right way. You know what? We're not even going to try that. Given the situation that I just put myself through, we're not even going to try that. We're just going to move it out of the way. Alright, there we go. There we go. They should be happy now, and they should be happy for a while. That's a lot of TMR. Yep, they're good. They're happy now. They almost have a full capacity there on TMR, so they should be really good there. We've got 60 animals now, so that's a lot of water buffalo. All right, we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smashed the like, subscribe button. All that good stuff helps me a ton. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.